Hi, I'm Arnold Lescano, and I help people to reconnect with their bodies and their emotions so that they can find their own personal power through the practice of bioenergetics, which is an amazing body based healing technique and therapy developed by Dr. Alexander Lowen. And in this short video, we're going to discuss the Masochistic Character Structure, which is one of the 5 primary personality patterns in bioenergetic analysis. Now, if you've already taken the free assessment below to find out that this is your dominant character structure, or if you're just beginning to explore this work, just know that knowing your character structure will provide you with powerful insights into how you relate to others, how you feel stuck, why you're not allowed to let go, and also will give you the best body-based tools so that you can go into deeper healing. What is the masochistic structure? So this structure usually forms in childhood because a child wants to express anger or maybe a need, or maybe is just overly excited. And then that is met by a parent or a caregiver with punishment, which leads to a lot of pain, but also guilt and shame. And in this way, the child learns that if I express what I need, or even if I just express myself, it may be met with pain. It may be met with rejection, or it may be met with making me feel like I am somehow wrong. And this follows them into adulthood. And there are some positive traits that come from it. Number one, these people are very loyal. They're also very sensitive to their own selves and also to others. They also are very hardworking. But at the same time, there's also a deep sadness within of holding in, of suppressing everything in, of not voicing out my truth and my opinion. And at the same time, there's a resentment of trying to always meet everybody else's needs. Physical and emotional traits. Physically, the body appears to be compressed or held in. Normally, their chest is a little collapsed. They have very tight necks and shoulders, and also their pelvis is a little tucked in. It's almost as if they have a held in, tight, bound, heavy energy within that was never allowed to express itself and be free. Emotionally, they normally suffer from guilt. They also have a hard time expressing their truth, especially anger. And they also generally have a feeling of being unseen and unnoticed. But what they do is they continue to be loyal. They continue to work hard and to serve others and not express their own truth and what they're really going through in fear of the punishment that they once had and also a fear of abandonment. How it shows up in life. In everyday life, the masochistic character structure shows up as somebody always saying yes, even when they want to say no. It's a person who builds up resentment from doing that. And sometimes it gets to be too much and they just randomly explode, or they collapse even further and start hurting themselves. The masochistic structure is also somebody who's overly responsible, looking outward to take care of everyone. And that continues to build up resentment, and especially because they're not willing to or able to express their own needs without feeling guilty. Because of that, they're overly responsible, but at the same time, they wish somebody would just come and take care of them. In the body, you can notice that they have a lot of tension around this area. So their jaw, their throat, their neck, and their shoulders. And also in the pelvic area. So the two sides, the one of expression out here and the one of release right here, both of those sides, they have a lot of tension and they're holding everything in. And there's a lot of sadness. Sometimes there's a lot of rage that is held in for so long, but they continue to serve, to give, to be loyal, and to be hardworking, and haven't had the opportunity to release that in the appropriate way. What healing looks like. Healing the masochistic character structure is all about permission. Permission to feel and to express. It's permission to take up space, to hold your boundaries and to say no. It's also permission to express yourself and begin the process of letting go of everything that you've been holding on to for way too long. In this awesome book called The Whole Brain Child, the authors describe a metaphor for mental and emotional health. And they make this metaphor as if we're going through a river of life. And in the middle is mental health and emotional health. On the two banks of the rivers, there are two places that we don't want to go. One of them is emotional chaos, craziness, and overwhelm. The other side is suppression, rigidity, and stagnation. The person who is suffering from the masochistic character structure, they normally are in the part of suppression, of rigidity, of stuckness, of stillness. And they want to hold on to that bank of the river because they're scared that their pain or their anger or their sadness or their feelings, if they start to feel that and go back into the flow of the river, it might blow everything up. It might flood the whole river. So they hold on dearly to this suppression, and they hold it on in their body. They hold it up in their silence. They hold it all in, all together in fear of going back into the river. Their process of healing will require them to let go of that and know that their feelings are okay, that their expression is okay, that it's safe to feel, that it's safe to let go, that there is no punishment, that there is no guilt and shame if they begin this process. What healing looks like. In the body, we focus on releasing tension around the hips and the pelvis. Additionally, we also work on the upper region as well, allowing expression to come out. Internally, what this will feel like is a reduction in shame and guilt, and also an ability to express yourself more easily without the need for apology for your own needs. It also gives you an opportunity to express yourself and be okay with the fact that you have feelings and that your feelings are not wrong. They are just showing you that something is not right or that you need something, and that need is okay. Externally, this will show up in relationships in powerful ways where you're much more free and calm, and you can say no and you can say yes. There's a lot of great boundaries that happen in this process, and then there'll be less resentment and built up energy because you'll be walking in your truth. Your next steps. So if this speaks to you, then I encourage you to take the free character structure assessment below so that you can find out if this truly is your primary character structure. And if it is, you'll find out much more about how it's affecting your life, and will also be given tools and exercises that you can use to start your process of healing. I'll leave a link in the description below, or you can go to bodymindconfidence.com. Now, if you already know that this is your top primary character structure and you'd like to enter into deeper healing, I'll also leave a link in the description below of a follow along video series that you can do. Just press play, follow along, and start opening up those sections in your body that need to be released. A few final words. If you recognize yourself within this pattern, then I want to give you a few final words of encouragement. Number one is that you don't have to carry everyone else with you while ignoring yourself. Your power is not found in your silence, in your shrinking, and in your holding everything in. Your power is found in your ability to express, to feel freely, and to move freely. Instead of now holding things in and letting it build up with resentment and exploding or shutting down, you can start letting it express easily and quickly before any explosion or shutting down happens. That is the path of healing for you. You've held on for way too long, and it's time to start releasing. So I'm here for you. If you need anything, comment below and I'll be there for you. Peace.